Hello, welcome everybody. Hello, my beautiful friends and fellow seekers. Welcome to Readings from the Heart. Hello, Lucy. Welcome. Are you new? I don't recognize your name. Welcome, everybody. Hi, April. Good to see you, dear. Welcome, Lucy. Where are you from? Hey, Susan. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, it feels like. Hey, Rebecca. Good afternoon to you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are. How's everybody today? Mission Viejo, love it. Florida. Hi, Ren. Oh, I haven't seen a name like Ren in ages. Awesome. It has been a while, Susan. How you been, dear? How have you been? Can everyone hear the music okay? My sound is a little off on my end for some reason. Can't hear any music. All right, let me turn it up. Now? It is a little low. Yeah, my sound's a smidge off. Better. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Okay, excellent. And volume's good on my voice? Yes? Everybody here okay? Wonderful. Yes, I love this song. This is a really cool track called The Crown Chakra Resonance Deep Opening and Healing Frequency Immersion, 432 Hertz. It is pretty, and it matches this virtual background, which after I picked this virtual background, I realized that my shirt colors perfectly match the virtual background. So we're all in beautiful sync today. Susan's still hanging out in the SUV, 2.5 years now, but life goes on. Wow, yeah. I've been there in my car, as you know. Hi, Allison, hello. Welcome to the beginning, finally. Yes, this is a very special, it's a very special Readings from the Heart today, because the Council of Seven is gonna share something with us at the beginning and at the end, and I'm really, really excited about that. I don't know what they're gonna talk about. I have absolutely no idea. Hello, Sabine. Hi, how are you? Oh, my dear Sabine. Oh, it didn't even show your last name. Oh, because you're on a non-teacher account. Joanne, good morning to you, my friend. Yes, good morning. Welcome. You're just finishing up teacher. Oh, teaching. Yes, in fact. We are going to get going a little earlier than sooner, but than usual, I should say. Normally we take about 15-20 minutes to get started, but we're going to start in about 5 minutes or so today. Nice to see you, Joanne. Sabine, for anyone who doesn't know, Sabine Priestley. She's not on her teacher account, but check her out. She's a beautiful teacher. She talks about quantum physics and connection to the unified field and all sorts of amazing things that I deeply appreciate. So please do check out her teacher profile. Do you want to give a short blurb, Sabine, about what you do? You're welcome. I always love giving shout outs to fellow teachers. Intuition led you to me today, Susan. You're excited. I'm glad. I'm glad. I haven't been doing as many readings lives lately. I've been doing more spirit and soul journey lives. But right now I'm kind of in the rhythm of alternating between them from week to week. I also don't do as many lives as I used to do, which is maybe one reason you didn't see me. Oh, yeah, with your phone. That's fine. No problem. Allison, you did? Oh, Sabine's. Yes, Sabine's stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, she has 2 new tracks, I think. Anna, hello. How is Bogota today? Nice to see you. Good to have everybody here. Welcome. If you're new, please say hi. Tell us where you're from. Otherwise, how is everybody doing? For those who don't know me, my name is Greg Phillips. I'm here to guide people into the depths of their heart, and today what we're doing is what I call readings from the heart. So, in my lives, when I do readings, everybody has a chance at a reading because I use the Wheel of Names, or as we lovingly call it, the Wheel of Good Guidance. so everybody can get on the list once we get there. We're not ready to take names yet. And then we let the wheel, basically the universe, decide who gets called on, and we take it from there. And readings from me can be an energy reading using, I tap into people's chakras and I read their chakras, or it could be a channeled message or a combination of both, which, by the way, they're all the same thing. It's all just intuitive. It's all channeling love, basically. So it's good to see you, Anna. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Which one, Allison, which one of Sabine's talks did you just listen to? She's got 1 or 2 new ones, I think. Cool, I'm excited today. I have no idea what the council's gonna say. Oh, and you might notice I'm wearing something new. My dear friend I'm visiting and I went out to downtown Fort Collins and we found this amazing shop that was probably one of the best decorated shops I've ever seen. Like 3-dimensional display designs that I've just never seen. The way they did it, and there was so much, and it was such a great environment. And they had these beautiful crystal and precious stone bracelets, and this one really, really spoke to me. It has a clear quartz right here, then these are black obsidian, and then there's this other kind right here, and then on the bottom there's this other kind right there. So it's like 4 different kinds of stones, and I love it. It's super cool. And every once in a while the crystal will like flip up or it'll flip forward, so I just assume, because that's for directing energy, I just assume it's just directing wherever it needs to direct. So that's super fun. How's everybody? How's everyone's journey? How's everyone's day? How's everyone's heart? Wow, very cool. For those who don't realize, Allison is referencing 2 of Sabine's tracks. You Are Stardust and then Transmuting Intense Emotions. Very, very cool. Good. All right. I'm sensing it's just about time to get going, get started. Is anyone else new? Want to say hello? All right, I'm going to get going then. So we're going to start off with a transmission from a group of guides that I work with called the Council of 7. So a little bit of backstory on them. They came to me in April in a meditation, and they were sort of hovering over my head in a cloud, and they were wearing these really long flowing cloaks with hoods, and I couldn't really see much of anything, and there were 7 of them. And my dear friend Peter Brook, who many of you know, actually was there at that live that I was talking about them, and which was shortly that day after or something, and she actually drew a beautiful picture that looked exactly like what I had seen, which was pretty amazing. And then about a month later in a meditation, they began calibrating my chakras, and they started with circling around my third eye, and they were shooting rainbow colored beams of light at my third eye, that chakra in the forehead. And I could definitely feel something was going on. And about a month later, they did the same thing. They lowered down to my heart, and they were circling around my heart, and they were shooting rainbow colored beams in my heart. Well, just last Friday, while I was out at a shamanic healing circle, they kind of scattered all around me. It wasn't a circle anymore, and they were shooting rainbow colored beams of light all around my body. So what I've come to learn is that they are a group of beings from other worlds, other times, other dimensions. I don't know where they're all from. And there's not just 7 of them, but the 7 is representative of the energies that they've come to teach us about. And they're vital energies to the evolution of humanity, and the first of which is love. They haven't told me the other ones yet. And so it's really exciting. Love's a big theme of mine, and I love working with them. So sometimes they'll come in through a reading, but they wanted, for some reason, I could feel that they want to say something at the beginning, at the end of the live today. So we're going to start with that. And then after that, we'll take names for the wheel and see who wants readings. So enjoy the ride. I will be right back. Hello, our dear ones. Hello, hello, hello. We are so very glad to be here with you today, and we are so glad to be holding space for your seeking of guidance and for your seeking of your heart. We want to speak to you of the importance of being present in the moment. And we know that you have heard this many, many times before, but we want to explain the moment to you in a unique and different way. You may have heard this before. If so, we hope that you appreciate our particular take on it. The present moment is not simply a dot or a tick along the course of time and space. The present moment is truly the only thing that exists. When you think of it this way, and you begin to, it's sometimes challenging for humans to do this, but if you begin to look at how this could be true, you begin to realize that when you have a memory of the past, you are actually not the one having the memory. You are actually remembering a memory or an event or a happening or a happenstance or circumstance, a scenario, a situation that your prior self had experienced. And because you are constantly growing and expanding, you are no longer that same person. You have literally, even on a cellular level, since the cells change every several years, they completely swap out in your entire body. Even on a cellular level, you are a completely different person from the person who had been having that experience and formed that memory. So when you think of the past, you are literally borrowing the memory of a former self, of someone who is no longer you. However, important to note, when you are thinking of that memory, you are not reliving that memory. You are simply referencing it from the now. And we know that for you as humans, sometimes these memories can be an enjoyable experience or a comfortable experience, and sometimes they can be a difficult or a challenging experience. The important points here to take away is that you are a completely different person, and that those are no longer your memories. So it is though you are remembering or recalling a movie that you had seen, or a time. You might even be on a completely different timeline. So that is one aspect of importance in terms of learning how to live in the moment, in the present more. Now let's talk about the future. The future works in a similar way. Yes, you have never been there, quote unquote, in terms of on your time-space reality that you are currently in. However, the future does not exist. It only exists in the present moment. And the way in which you can work with the future is when you begin to take back your power. Now, what does this mean? You have heard many, many people talk about living from a place of power, taking back your power, reclaiming your power, being in your power, etc., etc. What do they mean by power? Well, first and foremost, you can look at it however you wish. We like to look at it in terms of magic, in terms of the mystery of the universe. Our friend Bashar talks very frequently about synchronicity. Those are all certain types of power, and if you resonate with those, you can certainly tap into those. One of the key things that we want to speak with regarding this power is what we call the power of choice. This is incredibly important, our friends, because the power of choice is truly the power that you are seeking from any moment to moment, because this is the seed and the beginning of your truest sense of freedom. And how do we mean in this? So, for example, you wake up in the morning and you're not necessarily feeling particularly well. Perhaps something happened the day before that you are remembering, or you are just in a habit, you are just in a habit of waking up and dreading the day, or not worrying about something in the future, etc., etc. Well, in all these instances, you're not quite in the moment now, are you? So when you stop and you reflect in the moment, and you realize that you have absolute 100% power to choose what you think about, and therefore what you believe in, you can simply click through the dial as though you are tuning a radio. You may have heard this reference before regarding frequencies and tuning in intuitively or into the law of attraction. Many people, such as Abraham and whatnot, have spoken of this before. But you could literally just flip the dial and try to think or focus on different things. Now, how do you know when you are experimenting with different thoughts to focus on, or different beliefs? How do you know when you've found, quote unquote, the right one? Well, you do this by how it feels emotionally. The one that brings you either slight feeling of betterness, a slight feeling of relief, or an even larger amount. You do not need to go for the full gusto, if you will. It can be small incremental amounts, whatever feels right in the moment. But whatever helps you feel just a little bit better is what we would call a better feeling thought. And this is how you know that you are in alignment with your higher self, with your true connection to all that is. Now, another important thing about the present moment. You can actually use your power of choice in this present moment to alter your beliefs and frame of reference regarding things from the past. You can do this through compassionate understanding of what has occurred in the past and acceptance of those things, as well as coming from your heart. You have often heard Greg talk about how it is important to live from your heart and drop out of your mind. The mind is a wonderful tool for fine-tuning the life experience, but it is a horrible master when it comes to running the show. The heart knows all, because the heart connects with the higher densities and the higher dimensions, whereas the mind simply lives in the physical. It cannot extend beyond it. And so it can only see what is immediately occurring around you. But you always retain the power of choice of how you wish to respond to what is occurring around you. My friends, we strongly encourage that you do not make your physical reality, the physical view, the physical occurrences, the physical happenstances and situations and scenarios, your actual reality. Do whatever feels best to you to live in the moment and from your heart, and you will begin to be able to exercise more of this power of choice. But when you are constantly responding and reacting to whatever you see outside of you, when whatever you see outside of you is an illusion, you are basically buying into and identifying with that illusion. And while at times this can be enjoyable, there are many times in which your actual suffering comes from doing this. So another important point of the present, and this may be very, very dense for some of you, but we do wish to share it, the present is the only time that actually exists. And you have often heard the adage that we are all one, or that you are one, that we are all one with God or one with each other, the whole notion of unity consciousness. Well, yes, this is absolutely true, for there is really only one energy. There is really only one source. But we want you to understand, often people will say, you are not alone, right? Referring to your guides being present or the unity consciousness. But there is another aspect to this, and this is actually quite fascinating when you begin to understand it. The phrase, you are not alone, it doesn't just cover all the people on the planet, God, whatever you want to call the divine, as well as all of your guides. It actually includes all of the other yous, your past selves in this particular timeline, your future self, or what many refer to as your higher self. It counts all of the alternate yous living in different timelines or parallel dimensions and parallel timelines. All of those different and alternate yous you are all connected. You all are one. You all come from the same master soul, and you are simply individual expressions of that, and therefore you share knowledge and experience with all those other selves. And in fact, those other selves may be holding an anchor for health or wellness or prosperity that may currently challenge your current timeline self. And yet you can tap into their experiences, but you can only do so from the present moment, for there is no other moment, because time and space are an illusion. And there is many different alternate yous. And so this may be a new concept for you, but see if you can accept it in your heart and begin to understand that you are all experiencing life at the exact same moment. And therefore, there is a collective knowledge base, if you will, amongst all of your alternate selves. And when you begin to recognize all these various points and begin to exercise your power of choice in the present moment, my friends, the power of choice lives in the present moment. And when you begin to exercise that power of choice and experience your true freedom, you actually can flip through the different timelines and request or immediately access the knowledge from those other selves. Perhaps there is a self of yours that is particularly proficient in something that you, in your current incarnation here in this timeline, is not proficient at. Well, you don't need to learn and do everything. The knowledge that you exist on multiple timelines, all in the same moment, gives you permission to relax, permission to let go, permission to surrender. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to do everything. You do not need to achieve everything in this lifetime. You must just simply continue to choose that which feels better for you, that thought and those beliefs that feel better for you. And like we said before, it can just be an iota, an inkling, an inch worth, or it can be a lot if you so choose. Do not strive for more than is necessary in the moment. Simply continue to choose thoughts and belief systems that feel better, incrementally if you must, or if you are capable, large leaps, but large leaps have a tendency of reversing into large setbacks. But the reality is there is no setback, because you are learning from every single experience. And as our dear friend Greg once heard, there is no such thing as a win-lose scenario. There is only a win-learn. And so we will leave you with this for now and commence with readings. Hi. Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to re-listen to that. Hey, Carrie, welcome. Good to see you, my dear friend Carrie. Oh, thanks for the hearts, Rebecca and Elka. Very, very cool. The heart knows. Yes, indeed. This is all spot on, Sabine said. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad. Let's see what else here go. Yes, okay. That was good. Thank you, Susan. Yes, very good. Okay, I like I said, I didn't know what they would talk about, but this is something that they have been helping me with. And yesterday I had, oh my God, I had this wild experience on my morning walk where I finally understood all of this on a deep, deep level. And I stopped for a moment, and the parking lot started to shimmer, or vibrate or something, and it almost completely disappeared as I was standing on it. So that was really, really amazing. And I felt such an amazing sense of freedom and relief knowing that I don't have to master everything in this life. In fact, the core of who I am, this playful, silly, spiritual, mystical, whatever, shamanistic type person, I'm actually holding that as an anchor for all of my other alternative selves. There's an alternative self out there who's like a brilliant business person, businessman or woman or they or whatever, and they work way harder than I do in my life, right? And so they're holding that energy and learning that experience, and it all gets shared into this unified experience of Greg, right? And they may not even have the name Greg. They might even be a woman or a man or a non-gender or whatever, or even an energy being. I don't know. So I like how Bashar talks about how the palm of your hand is kind of like a master soul, and then the thumb and the fingers are these separate, unique, individual incarnations from the master soul. They're all us, but they're not us. And because of this master soul, we're able to share information, experience, and knowledge, like actual energetics. And then the other piece about what I could go on and on and on, but I'm getting like, woof, too much energy on it. So they confirmed numerous thoughts that you've had recently. Fantastic. I love that for you, Susan. All right. So, my friends, we will now start taking names. This is going to be a little tricky for me because I'm only on a single monitor right now, but I think I can do this. So, that is going to be very difficult. One sec. I think this might work. Just go real slow for me. Andrea, Susan, Lucy, Allison. Somebody's going to have to help me out, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Bethany, Ren, Sabine. What's that heart mean, Andrea? Carrie. Yeah, I may not be able to scroll back quickly, so if you want on, say me, please. Okay. Andrea with a little a. Rebecca with the K. Do we have two Andreas? We do have two Andreas. How cool. Yeah, one capital A, one little a. That helps, actually. Thank you, Carrie. Nice to, quote unquote, see you too. I'm feeling amazing, having so much fun here. Carrie, did you arrive in time to see my new bracelet? Super, super cool stuff. All right, I've got Andrea with a big A, Susan, Lucy, Allison, Bethany, Ren, Sabine, Carrie, Andrea with a little a, Elka, Rebecca. Who else? Who else? Also, for those who have been with me tracking the job search, Anna, of course, Anna. I heard from them today, and they're sending me an offer. Well, as of really early this morning, they said they're sending me an offer either today or tomorrow. So since it didn't come in today yet, because she's in Portugal, it'll come in tomorrow. I'm getting an offer on this job that I really, really want. Part-time job, beautiful, beautiful company, very freaking cool stuff that is so alignment with my own purpose and mission in life, and just really cool people. Both interviews felt like I was hanging out with a dear friend, and I'd never met these people before, so that is awesome. Elka, oh, you have to go? All right, come back later if you can, or another time. We'll have to remove Elka from that. Who else wants to be on? Jaya, okay. Well, we let the universe handle the time. Oh, Carrie, you made the music for You Are Stardust? That is so cool. I'll have to listen to that. Yeah, I haven't listened yet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, that's it for names right now. So I'm going to kick my slippers off because I'm getting warm. It's chilly here, but I try to stay warm. Anyone notice the beard I'm trying to grow? All right, we're gonna spin the wheel. Hopefully you can hear it. The first lucky winner of the Wheel of Good Guidance is Andrea with an A. Big A. Sorry, big A. Andrea with a big A. Congratulations. I know you're still here. Awesome. Come back to this screen. Yay. Hey, Jeanette, you're here. Oh my God, my dear friend Jeanette. Don't see you much anymore, but it's lovely to see you. You never had one from me. Okay. Hello, dear friend. Good to see you. Andrea with a small A. It wasn't you yet. It could still be you, maybe. All right, Andrea with a big A. Close your eyes, my dear. Actually, everybody do this. Let's tap in to find our question for today. So I learned / developed a new practice today that I used in a recording. I'm going to be doing these weekly recordings called micro journeys. I'm putting them up on my social networks. And I've been asking my guides how to quickly tap into the heart, and they gave me this. So I encourage everybody to follow along. So close your eyes, place your left hand right on your beautiful heart chakra, center of your chest, and slowly and gently repeat after me. While you're tapping, just sort of tap your heart, pat your heart with your hand. Heart, teach my mind. Heart, teach my mind. Heart, teach my mind. I am here. I am here. I am here right now. Dear Spirit, dear Divine, all of our guides, please lend us your strength and love and your wisdom as we seek guidance today. And my dear friends, move your mind deep into your heart space and simply ask yourself, what is it I am seeking guidance for today? What do I need to hear? So Andrea with a big A, listen gently to the response, and whatever it is, it may not be what you originally came into the live for. It could be something else. Whatever it is, do your best to form a clear and concise question so that I can be of assistance to you today. Whew, I am getting warm. Sorry for a little shake on the camera. I'm on a small TV dinner table kind of a thing. You love the beard. Thanks. Quite white. Well, Andrea is typing her question. Okay, there we go. Oh, Greg, will I have courage, strength, and knowledge from my new upcoming job? Yes. Okay, so I'm laughing because I don't do predictions. The future is not written. You have control over that. You may not feel like you have control over it, but that's the essence or one way to think about this power of choice. So think for a moment, Andrea. Yes, there you go. What is it? First of all, congratulations on your new job. Celebrate that, my dear. That is amazing. I love new beginnings, personally, not just in my life, but in others. So, you can't seem to get a hold of your anxiety. Alrighty. Andrea, we honor and recognize that your anxiety is currently running your show. And what that means is that your mind is currently running the show. And what that means is that what you are thinking about and focusing on has control of your life, for that is the true essence of what is happening when we use our thoughts. However, you are allowing this to happen from a passive place. We encourage and invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. If it helps, place your hands on your heart chakra and take another deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale out through the mouth, make it audible. Give it a sound, give it a moan, give it a groan, give it a hum, give it a whir, whatever feels right. And then one more deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, as audible and as loud as you can. Now, it is incredibly important, my friend, that when you think about the future, you do so from a place of celebrating all the possible goodness. You wish to fine-tune your mind to begin to pay attention to only the things that make you feel good / a little bit better. Now, we introduced a game a few weeks ago that many of you are enjoying, and Greg has taken to call it the Joyful Moments game, or for short, a cute name is JOMO. Now, how this works, we will explain and share this again, because this is an incredibly powerful game. This game works in the moment. So as you are going about your day, in fact, in this very moment right now, because as we shared earlier, this moment is the only time that exists, your upcoming job, even though it is upcoming, as you say, it has not occurred yet. And so there is nothing to fear when you live from the moment. So here's what you do. Here's how you play JOMO. You simply stop and take a look at whatever is around you. And you look at it and you see if it brings you joy. So for example, Greg is very happy about his virtual backgrounds. Look at this virtual background or listen to the background music and think for a moment, deliberately use your mind to pay attention to it and see if it brings you joy. If it does, then give it a number from 1 to 10. 1 would mean it is a very, very eensy-weensy little bit of joy. A 10 would mean, wow, this is enormous heart-bursting joy. And of course, the 2 through 9 mean in between those two ends. And so do this in this moment. Do this while the live is occurring. Do this when you are done with the live and you are off doing something else. Do this while you do dishes. Do this while you play with your cat or your dog. Do this while you are on a walk. Do this when you are getting ready for bed. And what you begin to do is align your focus with the high vibration of joy. For it is truly joy that guides us. Fear does not guide us. Fear stymies us. Fear prevents you from experiencing the true joy of life that you came to experience. And as you do this game, our dear Andrea, if you play this in the moment and if you make this a daily practice, and then once a day, stop for 5 minutes and play the JOMO game in relation to the upcoming new job. Think about and focus on what is wonderful and joyful about the new job. I'm excited to have a new opportunity. That is a 5. It's amazing people that I'm going to be working with. I really like this one person I interviewed with. Oh, they're a 7 in terms of the JOMO. Oh, goodness gracious, the pay is higher, or the stress is lower, or the whatever. Deliberately look for evidence of what is joyful. And remember, we play with the scale of 1 to 10 because it doesn't matter how much joy. Humans can be very black or white in their amounts of emotion, but even a little bit of joy is as important as a lot of joy. So it doesn't matter whether it's a 1 or a 10. Do not pass judgment. Do not criticize the scale. Simply use it as a tool. We hope that this helps. Andrea, how's that resonating for you? Michelle, my belle, good to see you, sweetheart. Yes, you have the power in any given moment. Not just the power. Power can be a loosey-goosey term and hard to nail down. You have the opportunity to choose in any given moment what you think about. And how does that become a practice? By practicing it. It's a fine-tuning. You must tweak your thoughts. You must actually bring intentionality to it. If you do not do that, then you simply are a leaf floating on the river, getting battered around in the wind, what have you. We're living passive lives in that case. But for when we're wanting to feel better, when we're wanting to create a better life, I really feel that this is the initial step. This is as the council said earlier, this is the seed of freedom. Yeah. It's a great, thank you for your asking, Andrea. Are you complete, my dear? Fear had taken over, yes. And remember, or maybe you've never heard this, but all the emotions are simply indicators. Now, this does not diminish their value, okay? They're incredibly important. They're actually one of our big superpowers. And we use our emotions to tell us, okay, let me back up. Bashar talks about his simple formula of following our highest excitement in any given moment. And don't over-exaggerate that. That doesn't mean like, wee, wah, yeah, party. Excitement can be just an iota more exciting than something else, one option in the day. And you're not talking about like major life decisions. We're talking about, after this live, I'm going to take a nap, or am I going to watch a movie, or I'm going to get on YouTube, or I'm going to call a friend. If those are what you're going to do after the live, which one feels the most exciting? And it doesn't have to be a 10. This is why the JOMO is such a good game. It could be a 1, and the others could be 0. And you don't have to worry or deliberate over it. The way Bashar talks about this is fascinating, because if you need to, and you've got 2 that feel exciting, flip a coin. If it's heads, and you wanted tails, and you're suddenly like, oh, I got heads, but I really wanted tails, then you know that the tails option is actually a little more exciting. So you go do that. So I'm not going to go through the rest of Bashar's formula. You can look it up online, but here's the important thing of what he talks about in this, and this is why all this makes sense to me, because the signal coming from our higher self who I believe is always and only exclusively looking from the vibration of love, joy, excitement, fulfillment, passion. Our higher self is exclusively focused at that vibrational level, at that frequency, right? And how do we know when what we're thinking and focusing on is in alignment with our higher self? By how it feels. And so when you're generating fear by what you're focusing on, the fear is simply an indicator that we are not in alignment with what our higher self is calling us to. Our excitement and our joy is. And so when we stop and catch ourselves for a moment and then just play the joyful moments game, play the JOMO game, you do not have to have your entire life change in order to find joyful moments, okay? But that can be a challenge if we have not been finding joyful moments for a long time. Trust me when I say that this is possible. When I was sleeping in my car the first night in 2009, 2 days before my birthday in February 2009, and had my first panic attack about how far low I'd sunk, what the hell was I doing? Why did I choose this particular path? What is going on? How do I fix this? Blah, 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 blah. The one thing that brought me solace was how much I loved my pillows. And it may sound really silly, but it's that simple. And ever since then, pillows have brought me great, great joy. I really love pillows. But those pillows, when I realized that I had my favorite pillows with me in the car still, that of all the things that I had sold and gotten rid of and trashed because I was losing everything at that time, when I realized that I had my favorite pillows with me, I began to ease off of the anxiety. And next thing I know, I'd fallen asleep and the sun was shining through the windows of the car and it was morning. And I panicked again the next night. But after a couple nights of panic and easing it back, coming back to joy, coming back to appreciation, coming back to love in the moment, not trying to change anything, just being in the moment, I began to actually treat sleeping in the car as an adventure. So, if I can do that at my lowest of lows, then we all can do it. Okay. Oh, I have to scroll back and see what you guys are saying. Sorry, a lot's been going on. Oh, Michelle, it's so nice to have you here. I haven't seen you in ages. Andrea, you are complete then? Yes, fear had taken over? All right, I saw that. Michelle, go back and listen to the replay when I put it on YouTube. If you weren't here at the beginning, there was an amazing transmission from the Council of Seven that I think would be really helpful to you, or more might come as we go the rest of the day here. Every moment is a choice, Sabine says. Absolutely. Okay, good, Andrea. Let me know how it goes, Andrea, okay? Please definitely check back, because I really love to celebrate people's ahas. Yeah, I get it, Michelle. Body is screaming. All right, my friends. You love your pillows too. That was cool. Oh, Ren, thank you. You're welcome. Very, very good. Yes, yes, yes. Is Gary here? Yes, being very intentional instead of reactive or co-pilot mode. Absolutely, Michelle. Beautiful. All right. Does anyone want to get on the wheel for a reading before I spin again? Oh, that's okay, sweetheart. It's all good. Thank you, Andrea, with a capital A, for your powerful asking today. Coco, please say me, raising, I sometimes can't see the emotes super well, but I appreciate that. Okay, Philippa, good to see you. Jeanette, dear. My bell. You're welcome, Bethany. Thank you, Coco. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the list and we'll spin it again. Can you guys hear the wheel? Hopefully it's not too faint. The next winner on the Wheel of Good Guidance is Carrie. Carrie, you're up. Awesome. Woohoo! Yay, Carrie. Carrie's a dear. Yes, you're the only Carrie here right now, I think, unless there's another one who has not spoken up. But you're the only one that was on the wheel, let's put it that way. Whew, I'm warm. All right, while you type your question, I'm going to take my long sleeve off. Whew. My goodness gracious. All right, Carrie, how can I be of assistance to you today? My dear, dear friend. Whew. Wow, look at that red. It's ready. Ah, shipping. Wishful thinking? I don't know. Kind of a general question. Okay, so you know I don't do predictions. So take a moment to pause and ask your heart, what are you really asking for? So whenever we're asking about something in the future, my friends, we're actually referencing something that we want right now, okay? Because the future, every question about the future is coming from the head. It's coming from our mind, okay? It's the mind that wants assurances, guarantees, all the juicy details, right? The heart just knows. It doesn't need those details. It trusts implicitly the unfolding of life and the synchronicities. And how do you get the most magical unfolding and magical synchronicities? Play the joy game. Play the joyful moments game. Follow your highest excitement like Bashar talks about. I personally like the joyful moments game. So, hey, Yana, good to see you. Yana Guttormsen, I think I said it right, is another beautiful being who is also a teacher here. Please do check her out and support her. We love supporting our fellow teachers. Okay, Carrie, what are you truly asking? Good to see you, Yana. So nice to see you. Well, Carrie is thinking or feeling about that. Feel about it, Carrie. Don't overthink it, my friend. I just want to point out, since I'm getting this job offer tomorrow, I do not know what, it's part-time, but I don't know how my schedule will play out, although I get flexibility of scheduling. So I'm not entirely sure how my lives will be. I'll still do one live a week. Next week, it'll probably be on next Friday. And I don't have that booked into the app yet. But the next thing that's coming up is next Wednesday, the Celebrate Love Party. That's just every first Wednesday. If you want to experience a beautiful heart wisdom, sacred energy journey with me and our other fellow community members, please do consider coming to it. It's love offering based, and you can sign up for it at my, at my teacher link right there. And so this is a great experience. It's on Zoom, it's recorded, and I send it out. So even if you don't think that you can make it at that time, but you want to get the experience, please consider registering. If you'd like an example to see what you'd be getting into, which is, they're incredibly profound experiences, you can go to my tracks in the app, and the one called Journey Through Love, start to start your day or help you sleep, is directly from the very first Celebrate Love Party. So it is a really, really fun experience, very, very personal and profound. So Carrie says she's feeling that she is on the right path. You are. There is no wrong path. There's absolutely no wrong path. So you're always on the right path. And you know that you are in a path of alignment with your higher self when thinking about that path brings you joy and excitement. That's how you know. There is no right, but just aligned, right? Okay, I'm feeling them wanting to say something too. Okay. Guys. Our dear Carrie, your mind is grasping for answers to things that your heart already knows, and you already know this. But there is an aspect of you that is still questioning, if you will, is still a little teeter-tottery, to use a good visual, in your connection and groundedness in your purpose here. Remember that a very important part of everyone's purpose here on this planet is to experience life. It's really that simple. Your purpose is to exist. So yes, we do feel soul callings, and we do feel urges, and we do feel things pulling us in a direction that we are uncertain of. But as you may have heard Greg say before, you do not need to know where you're going in order to know you are going there. So our encouragement for you is, when this mind-based grasping is coming up, understand that and recognize, and then embrace and accept that your mind is struggling with your relationship to uncertainty. But your heart has a very good friendship, kinship, connection, and understanding of uncertainty. And this really comes from the mind's inability to trust. The mind is not built as functionally as a device that trust is part of. The trust is built into the heart space. That is where you experience it. So when we live from our minds, which ultimately translates to living from our belief systems, then you begin to recognize, when you begin to recognize that your mind is running the show, stop yourself. Be silly for a moment if it is in your nature, and go, oh, gosh darn it, there I go again, living from my head. That must mean I'm believing something. And if the living from your head is making you feel uncomfortable, keep it that simple, comfortable or uncomfortable. If it is making you feel uncomfortable, and I'm not talking about the situations or scenarios or circumstances outside of yourself, but literally the thoughts you are thinking, if they are making you uncomfortable, it is showing you that you are believing something that is not for your highest and best. And so when you grasp, seeking whether you are on the right path, we suspect that is coming from a belief system that is based in right versus wrong, and that making wrong choices is bad. But there is no wrong choice, for there is only winning or learning. And life is not designed to give us lessons. While it is a master class, it's not designed to punish us with lessons. It's designed for us to bump up against life experiences and choose what we wish to think about them. Now, when we're younger, you don't have much choice. And so we have ended up borrowing belief systems from society, from parents, from family, from schoolmates, from however we've been culturalized or trained. or whatever we have witnessed. But we are in the deep process. You are in the deep process of remembering who you are. And when you begin to remember who you are, you begin to remember that you chose to come into this life. And if your very existence was based on a choice you made, then you still retain the power of choice. So when it comes to your path, choose one. Choose one that feels good. Don't choose one that feels bad. Even if it doesn't feel super good, which is the mind saying it has to be a certain degree or it's not important or it's not significant. No, just like the Joyful Moments game, it can simply be a 1. And when it comes to your path, guess what's part of your path? Choice of what meal to have next. It is as much a part of your path as deciding, quote unquote, what am I going to do with myself? We hope this helps. Oh, bye, Michelle. Good to see you. Hey, Untamo. Good to see you too. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Joanne. Welcome. Carrie, how are you feeling? How is this resonating? I'm thirsty. Thirsty. I understand it's spot on. Wonderful, Carrie. Do you have any questions of clarification about that? Or are you complete? I don't feel that they have anything more to say. So I think they're complete, unless you have a question. While Carrie is typing, does anyone else want to get on the wheel, the list, before I spin it again? Hello, Harsh. Are you new to my lives? Welcome if you are. Yana, of course, dear. Who else? Joanne. I had a feeling. I was going to say nudge, nudge, Joanne. Andrea, can the other Andrea with a small a please type in? Or we have 2 Andreas with a small a now? Deborah loves her pillows. Love my pillows too. I already have an Andrea with a small a from a few minutes ago. Is that you? Let me scroll back and see. Yes, well, you're already on the list, dear. No worries. Okay, Carrie, wonderful. Oh, Deborah, welcome. It's so nice to have new people here. My name's Greg Phillips. I'm here to guide people to the depths of their hearts, and today we're doing readings, and everybody gets a chance. All right, anybody else want on the list before I spin? So what we do here, for those that are brand new, is I have a list. I put all the names on a wheel, and we spin it, and we let the universe decide who gets called on. Hello, Mar. Yes, indeed. All right, there we go. We will spin the wheel. Oh, I'm going to shuffle. Oh, Melissa! Hey, how are you? All right, last name there. I'm going to spin now. Let's see who we got. Oh, wait, Michelle My Bell had to go, didn't she? I got you on, Melissa. Don't worry. The next winner on the Wheel of Good Guidance is my friend Jeanette. Hey, Jeanette. Are you still here? You meant hello. Oh, instead of no. Wonderful. You're welcome, Carrie. Such a good seeker. So powerful in your asking. We appreciate that. Hey, Jeanette. How are you, my dear? How can I be of assistance to you today? What guidance do you seek? And how is winter starting up there? I actually might see snow again, Jeanette, where I am in Colorado. Yes, it has been beautiful here too for fall. All right, what guidance do you seek, my dear? Thanks to everybody for being here while Jeanette is typing out her question. I'll just do quick announcements. We were talking about the Celebrate Love Party coming up next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Mountain. You can sign up for it here. It's love offering based and everybody's invited. It's on Zoom and it's a really profound experience. If you've been on any of my spirit walks or soul journeys on my lives before, it's like 100 times more powerful and very, very sweet and personal. And they're lovely. So you're welcome to join that. And if you even can't attend it, but you want the recording, you can also sign up and you'll still get the recording. Also, what else? I am looking for a helper. So I have a new project that I am starting in November called Questions for the Council. And I'm wanting to do a video recording that I will be posting, not publicly, but to my Patreon membership group. And that recording is going to be questions for the council, and it's all questions from different people if they submit them, or even the helper. But what I'm looking for is somebody who is willing to be on the recording, at least in voice. They do not have to have their camera on. So they don't need to be seen, but they need to be heard so that the question can be heard. Somebody to actually ask the questions so I can just stay and hang out with the council and I don't have to come in and out to read the questions. So I'm looking for a helper. If this is something you'd be interested in, please reach out to me through direct message in the app or through my contacts info on my teacher's link. In exchange for being a helper every month, which I will greatly appreciate, I will also give you full access to the Patreon membership without a cost. So that'll be free. So something to think about. It'll be a really fun opportunity to work directly with me, and you'll get to ask questions to the council firsthand. And in fact, they could be questions that you come up with as well. They're going to be from Patreon members, but that's the focus of the project until I expand the project outward. But yeah, so it could be any kind of question. Could be, I don't know what. So anyways, yeah, so I'm looking for a helper. So if you in your heart feel called to want to help me out, please reach out to me. Oh, Deborah, I'm glad you're happy to be here. That's awesome. All right, Jeanette has her question out. Oh, okay, Joanne, signed up. Yeah, if you're talking about signing up for the Celebrate Love Party, all of my stuff, anything I'm doing, any events, any programs, my membership and all that, it's all through the teacher link right here, yaygreg.com. Okay. All right, Jeanette, let's see. How to help my sweet son who is struggling with deep depression, anxiety, and addiction issues. Yeah. Jeanette, I feel how much love and compassion and concern you're having for him. Let's just all take a moment, let everything that we are concerned with in our personal lives slip away, and just place your hands on your heart chakra. Jeanette, please, I invite you to do this too. And just hold your hearts in cherishing, in loving allowance for Jeanette's struggling son. Dear Jeanette, it is truly a difficult situation when a loved one is facing such challenges in the human experience. There's a couple points that we wish to share with you. The first and most important thing that you can do for him is to maintain your own connection to love. It is absolutely vital that you do not lower your vibration to match him, for that will just bring more suffering to both of you. But if you can find the love in your heart, which we know that you have in spades for him as well as for the others in your life, when you can always choose to come from love, to live from love, to look for evidence of love, even within his suffering, you then will simply be a lighthouse emanating the light from the rocky shore. And if for whatever reason he chooses to see that light, it will be as it is for the boats passing up the coast during stormy weather. So as a mother, we honor that you wish you could make it better, but you have to accept, which we believe you are, that you cannot make it better. You cannot fix him. You cannot change him. You cannot convince him to see the light. You cannot do anything except be the light. It is very much the same as sitting on your back porch in your most warm and comfortable clothing, perhaps with your favorite blankie, watching winter unfold in your backyard. It is no different, Jeanette. And the only reason you feel pain for his suffering is from the way you're thinking about it. So we encourage you to stay in the moment, to trust the reason he came into existence for this particular life in this particular timeline. He had an agreement. He set an intention before he even came into your womb. And know that he is on his divine path. The only way to truly trust and know this is to see through the eyes of love. And so if you wish, play the Joyful Moments game, or switch it to the Loving Moments game in this case for you. And in this case, when you see him, when you hear his stories, when you recognize the challenges, do not dwell on the challenges. Stop for a moment and look for evidence of love within his life. You are one of the most prime evidences of love in his life. The other important thing to do is simply allow him to be. Now, these are part and parcel all the same thing, but the loving allowance, the allowing part is really the most important. And trust that if he does choose eventually a path that leads to his recovery and restoration, he will look back with great, deep appreciation for how much you loved him, for how you did never try to criticize or change him. And he may experience a deep sadness and regret in reflecting back upon this experience with you. And again, at that moment, when that time, if and when that time does come to pass, again, simply loving allowance. This is hard to do when we listen to the thoughts. The thoughts say, oh, he's going down a horrible path. Oh, horrible things are going to happen. Oh, goodness gracious, he's suffering, he's in pain. Ouch, ooh, ah, oh, 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 oh. But if we stop and exercise our freedom of choice, our power of choice, and instead look at a different picture, look at a different view, he is always connected to Source. He is always safe, secure, and deeply loved, and he is on a path of growth and personal understanding, and he may or may not ever take the step toward recovery and restoration, and that's okay. It must all be okay. So fear not about his future that is out of your control. Ah, that was beautiful. Yes, you're already there, Jeanette. You're already there, my friend. Yeah. Thank you, and Tomo. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing from your heart and so vulnerable and so raw. Jeanette, how is that feeling? Oh, you're welcome, dear. It's so nice to have you here. It's always a pleasure to see you. The council is wanting me to remind you that this is a significant part of why you are here. This practicing of love and allowance. It's so huge and so, it's like a rushing, roaring river thematically in your life. And they, I don't know if they're referencing specifically with your son or in general, but it's yeah, this is your calling. Not specifically with your son, but this path of love and allowance. Yeah, super, yeah, you believe it. Beautiful. I love it. Many blessings to you, my friend. That is so awesome. Yes, let's send lots of love to Jeanette and her boy. Okay. Thank you for your asking, Jeanette. Wow, super powerful. Yeah, it is such a learning journey, isn't it? Such a learning journey. Alrighty, we're gonna spin the wheel again. I'll shuffle one more time. Let's see who we get. Okay, bye Sabine, love you. Mwah. Dearly, dearly. Our next winner is Ren. Are you still here, Ren? Oh, thank you, Jeanette. Jeanette says, I'm so grateful to you, Greg, and the council. Ren, yes, yay, Ren, woohoo! We love it when somebody gets picked by the wheel. Ren will be our last reading for tonight because I'm not sure, the council's been talking a lot, so they said they were gonna do something at the end, so we'll see. Oh, Allison, that's awesome. She said that was so stunning to be witness to. Ren, how can I be of assistance to you today? What guidance do you seek? So exciting. Do you have any insights for me on my healing journey? Ah, okay, wonderful. Now, yes, it's fascinating that you ask. I want to point you to a certain YouTube channeler whose name is Emilio Ortiz. He is an amazing seeker and interviewer, and he has been interviewing spiritual thought leaders, psychics, channelers, tarot readers, all sorts of amazing spiritual people. He recently interviewed a woman named Julie Poole. I just watched the video from that, and at the end, at about an hour and 35 minutes, there's a chapter about healing the body. Chapter meaning like in YouTube videos, sometimes they separate, on the bottom on the play line, they separate into chapters, like little things, thematic things you can click on. So I strongly encourage and invite you to check out Emilio's interview of Julie Poole, and that the whole interview is amazing. For one, all of his interviews are, but definitely check it out, that particular chapter about healing. Now, let me get I can't put links into IT chat because they get automatically disappeared, but let me see if I can actually just posted it to Patreon as well, so it is exactly at 1 hour 35 minutes 51 seconds, and the chapter is called, I can paste this, that's the name of the chapter, Healing with the Power of Love, Jesus Teachings. So she's not religious. Jesus is just somebody that she's channeled, and it really just Christ consciousness. So it's not, don't think about it as a religious way. She's not religious at all. But yes, now what that chapter is talking about is how she healed her body. She has an amazing story. If you think you had a hard life, listen to that video, because that woman, I mean, it's amazing how she's turned it around. She tells the story in that particular chapter of the video, or in that particular section, of how she was scheduled for a hysterectomy, how the cancer was riddling her uterus, and how they had scheduled to remove everything, like not just a portion of it, but to just surgically remove her whole uterus. And her guides came to her and said, you can heal this. And they told her how. And she is a huge proponent that we can heal ourselves. And the things that she was talking about in that particular section was, there were a few key elements, and I'm not going to get them all right, so please definitely watch the video. But the first key element was bringing love, bringing the energy of love into the body. The other is understanding, accepting, and releasing the trauma. She talks about that as we experience trauma and stress, and as well as being in our head too much, what happens is we are literally, this is her description, not mine. So this is Julie Poole's description. We are literally compressing our cells of our body. They're getting compressed down like coal getting pressure on it to form diamonds. But in this case, the cells are getting squished, so they're not able to be their expansive, whole, filled out selves, because the stress and the trauma that we hold on to, by the way, trauma happens, and it's like past trauma. I can't get into all that right now, but anyways, there's just okay. They're just giving me a bunch of information, and it's just too much for me to sort through right now. Let me try and simplify it. When you're remembering trauma in the current moment from a past occurrence, the past occurrence is not in the now. You're simply remembering it. It's just a trigger. But what happens is we tell stories around it, we keep focusing on it, it becomes our entire focus. And then, like Julia's saying, it gets pressure. The cells cannot thrive under so much pressure. So she's talking about understanding the trauma, accepting the trauma, releasing the trauma, and doing all of that encompassed with the energy of love. and she healed her body. She did this with her guides, and within like 2 weeks, she had her very first menstrual cycle that she'd ever experienced in her life. First one ever. And when she went back for tests, there was no need for the surgery, and they canceled it. Yeah. It's yeah. So that's my best retelling of it, and I just happened to listen to it today. So I think that is probably, there's, let me see if there's anything more there. Hey David, good to see you again. Let me just see, Ren, if there's anything more. Joanne, yeah, I thought of you too in that regard with your legs. My friends, it's important to remember that from your higher self's perspective, you are 100% whole. Now, this is very difficult sometimes to embrace and understand, and we get that. But when you do not see yourself as whole, when you are seeing yourself as separate, this is when these experiences are coming into your life. Now, it is natural when you come into this lifetime, into your physical existence, that you have forgotten your wholeness. Your very journey on this planet is the process of remembering that wholeness. The myth of separation is a powerful myth that can distract you and cause you to diminish your connection to Source. Ren, it's important to understand that on concepts of time are, yes, okay. There is a version of yourself that is completely whole and well from a health perspective. Now, that version of yourself may be struggling with something else, something that version made an agreement to experience in that particular lifetime. Now, we're referencing parallel timelines, dimensions, etc., or even your future. It's important to recognize that the very minute you wish to feel better, the universe is already there. And it is simply your task to line up with that. And how do you do that? During this live, we've already given you a number of different ideas. The one from Bashar, you can follow Bashar's excitement formula. You can follow our Joyful Moments game, or as we tweaked it for our dear friend Jeanette, you can make it a Loving Moments game. Any one of these are possible for helping you to line up with the health that is already available to you at any given moment. Now, we do also reinforce what Greg was saying about Julie Poole's experience. We think that for you particular, Ren, this will be profound to listen to. So yes, definitely check that out. Julie is a very beautiful soul and has much to teach. Okay. Ren, how you feeling, dear? Yes. I'm going to have to turn the Jomo into a track of sorts. Oh, Deborah, you're welcome. That's so awesome. Yes, and thank you for Ren's questioning and asking and seeking so that Deborah can hear what she needed. Ren, are you complete? Do you have any clarifications you need? Awesome. Okay. Let's see if there's any closing comments. Well, I'll have my own closing comments first. Thank you to everybody who's here today. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your seeking. It is all incredibly powerful, mystical, magical, and amazing to me. I celebrate all of your ups and downs, and especially all of your ahas and breakthroughs. It's one of my favorite things to do, is to celebrate your guys' growth. If you feel like supporting me financially, I'm happy to receive donations. For me, I celebrate them as an expression of shared abundance. If you are on Apple devices, I ask that you do not donate on Insight Timer, period. If you want to donate, I have alternatives at my teacher's link. Last week, a dear friend donated $19.99. I saw it come in the stream, and when I looked, Apple took their 30%. Well, 30% out of $20 is $6. And I didn't feel bad for me because it's all abundance. I didn't care, but I felt so bad because my friend was aware of that. Anyways, if you don't want Apple to take your money, then please don't donate an Insight Timer. Just a little public service announcement about that. For anything else that I'm doing outside of Insight Timer, you can check out my teacher link. And there's more to come. I don't know what. It's all slowly coming together. If you like social networks, I'm gonna start doing at least. I'm shooting for once a week. A new project that I'm calling micro journeys. They're small, maybe 5 to 10 minute sacred energy journeys, just like what we do on my other lives here. And I'm gonna be posting them up just like basically a quickie journey on Instagram and maybe even my Facebook or maybe even YouTube. I don't know, but I'm excited about this. It's an idea that I've had for a couple months, and I finally got shown how to actually do it. So it's a bit of an experiment. We'll see how it goes on my end, whether I am still excited about it after a few tries. But anyways, sorry. Oh, you don't have to be sorry, dear. What happened? Oh, no, don't worry about it. If it's easier for you to donate here on Insight Timer, it's all good. It's all great. I just want to let people know that there are alternative means of doing it. So no worries about that. All right, let's see if the council has anything more to say. Oh, Bethany, you're welcome. Bethany says thank you, even though my name wasn't chosen. I felt that I was spoken to deeply. That is so cool, Bethany. I love how people get residual help or just the vibrations just carry. That is just super, super awesome. Very, very good. Yeah, don't worry about it, Alton. No worries about it. Harch, thank you so much. Harch's beautiful session. Thank you to the collective, and thank you for Greg for creating this amazing space. You're more than welcome. Thank you for your contribution to it, because everybody shows up. Everybody who shows up contributes to it, because otherwise I sit here talking to myself, which I'm comfortable with my own skin, but I like talking to you guys. So, no, Deborah, that was earlier. Okay, so clarification. Earlier in the year, all the teachers were telling you, don't donate during the live, donate on the profile. But what happened was, as the year progressed, Apple got more strict with the Insight Timer as a company and would not publish any of their updates until the app complied with the 30% across the entire app. So if you're on an Apple device and you donate from anywhere in Insight Timer, they're gonna take 30%. Now, in terms of the grand scheme of abundance and sharing it, who really cares? But I'd just like people to know that I created alternatives so that if they philosophically or as a matter of principle don't want that to occur, if they want me to receive the majority of that money, then they have a way to do that. So that explains it. Thanks, Jeanette. Yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. I can't wait to hear about my new job tomorrow. Yeah. Very, very cool. All right, so let's see if there's a final message for you guys, and then I'll send you off. Dear ones, we are so glad to have shared this time with you today. We thank you for your seeking. If you had come in late for this live, we encourage you to listen to the replay when it goes up on YouTube, for what we shared at the beginning is our primary message to you. And we hope that as you begin to understand the true power of living in the present moment, that you begin to feel the freedom that is your birthright. When you begin to understand the power of choice, and when you begin to feel the true sense of freedom as a spiritual being having a human experience, and your ability to exercise that power of choice, you begin to live life differently. And for this is why you came. And we wish to address very briefly the rapidly changing times that you are all currently living in. It is absolutely imperative, if you choose, to learn things, tools and games and practices like exercising your power of choice, or playing the Joyful Moments game, or following Bashar's excitement formula. Find something, our dear friends, find something that allows you to regularly, consistently practice seeing through the eyes of love. Now, why is this important? Humanity is rapidly shifting. As many other teachers have commented, this is a time of great chaos, not because the chaos is inherently bad, no, but because the chaos means that everything is on the table. Every possible choice, every possible option, every possible outlook. There will come a point at which time your choices will get locked in place, and you will head in a new direction. And we invite and encourage you to remember that there is nothing inherently good or bad about any experience in life. We invite and encourage you to have loving allowance for all things to be. In their own time and place. Most importantly, starting with yourself. If certain events in the near future do not go the way you quote-unquote want, it is your duty and obligation as a spiritual seeker to seek evidence of what you do want, even in the face of experiencing what you don't want. We realize that this is difficult for some of you, and that's why games like the Joyful Moments and others can be such good practices. Remember that the present moment, the now, is the only thing that ever matters. You are here, right now. Let go of living from the past. Surrender living in the future. Do whatever you can to embrace, accept, understand, and live from the now. And we promise that as you do so, your life will begin to unfold with more ease, more lightness, more freedom, more grace, and if you so choose, more magic and more wonder. Thank you for gathering today. Thank you for your support of Greg. And thank you for being you. We love you. Awesome. Yay, my friends. Love you all, indeed. David, what are you asking, my friend? Shivers? So cool, Jeanette. David asked something, I missed it. What are you still doing live? Oh, my lives? I'm still doing lives. I'm doing one live a week. I don't have the one scheduled for next week yet. I think it's probably going to be on Friday because the Celebrate Love Party is next Wednesday, which is, I prefer Wednesdays for lives. But I'll probably do, what's the date for next Friday? It's the 8th. I'll probably schedule that, the next live for the 8th. And I'm thinking it'll probably be journeys. It'll probably be spirit and soul sessions. So, yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. I hope that the rest of your day is filled with amazing choices. And if you're struggling with your choices, my friends, just play the Joyful Moments game. Do the Jomo scale thing. It really, really helps. It's so when you bring a sense of curiosity and adventure into this game that the council has given. I mean, just doing it while you do dishes or out on a walk or sitting looking out the window. I was doing it the other day. There's this beautiful tree out here, and it fills your heart, right? And it helps you realize that all is well. Everything in the moment is well, right? It also helps you connect with the divine, whatever you consider that. So, yay. Thank you, Allison, for being here. Bethany, thank you for your gratitude. Oh, thanks, Deborah. All right, guys, I'm done. I can feel my energy, and it is time to recuperate, eat, and play. So I will send you off with much love and blessings to all of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, bye. Love you.